Alright boys and girls, and welcome back to another building video. Thinking, can you make it bigger? And can you fit 4 guys inside? Those were just some of the comments on the last video, and what I can gather from that is that you guys need a larger version of the Saint. So here she is. The Hefty Saint takes one of my greatest solo dual bases and turns it into something much more applicable to larger teams. It maintains all the best features from its smaller iteration, whilst increasing in space, raid cost, and defendability. We've got anti-siege, furnace funnel, roof bunkers, and double wide gaps. Lots of bedrooms that come with views that make me want to live on a spawn beach. Those 2 beautiful turrets that cover compound, shooting floor, and roof. And the cool thing is this video goes both ways. If you find this video and decide you'd like something smaller, you can check out the original Saint on my channel. Alright, let's jump in with the tour of the Hefty Saint. We're going to start off outside the external TC, and if you've watched the last 2 videos, then you've probably had anti-siege explained to you in detail enough, but it's new tech, so we're going to wrap people's head around it real quick. We need to make sure we lock our TC. Got a freehand bunker on this one, and it also disconnects from main. If you need to replace the main TC inside the main base for whatever reason, that's how you would do that. Placing it from above usually helps and keeps some DLC skins out of the way too. Sometimes that roof doesn't like to place. But that's the disconnect and reconnect on that. Now, you can see it is bending to the right this time. We're keeping it close to the main base because basically if that TC is broken, raiders would like to be able to place it back on the existing building, which you can see they're unable to do. Keep in mind, raiders can place twig, and in this situation, because we have a good anti-siege, placing twig does not benefit them either. They cannot replace this TC no matter what, which is really good for us. Now, let's say they were able to place the TC. They would be building blocking you, the base owner, from replacing any of these doors, these high walls, anything leading up to our base. This is not what we would want in an online raid scenario or an offline raid scenario. So, as the base owner, we can come up to the roof, we can disconnect that little disconnectable, and we can replace our TC. Lock it, very important. Ruins the whole thing if they can just press E on the TC, of course. So make sure it's locked, reconnect, and you're good to go. That's what anti-siege is, very helpful, 0 downsides, so might as well add it. If you like building and you're looking to improve, my Discord is a wonderful place to be. We've got multiple great builders, including me, to answer any questions that you may have, an extensive moderator team, and if it's my building style that you like and you don't want your base layout to be visible on YouTube, then you can open a ticket and look into getting your own custom base design for your own personal use. Cheers lads, let's go on with the tour. Right, let's crack on with the tour now. We're inside the gatehouse. We've Patricos going out the base and inside the base. Really like the way this lines up, and of course those angles open up more when the furnaces are gone. We've got the 2 god turrets watching compound, shooting floor, and roof. I'll show you what they do in a moment. Other compound turrets are really nice too. It's watching behind the furnace, so nobody can just ladder in and then loot your furnace. A lot of bases miss out on turrets like that, and you can see the Patricos that are watching here. We expect them to break the wooden high walls. It's the cheapest path, and you'll see the angles that open up when they do break those high walls are plentiful, and the turrets are watching through too. If they want a convenient raid path that doesn't involve laddering, they're going to need to get that furnace gone too, and that's an additional 5 rockets as well. So hopefully we can funnel them through there and throw them off. Little base bitch, kind of meth lab section here, a couple of mixing tables, get something going for charcoal, and you can even plant some stuff in the front here with some drop boxes too. Nice cute little compound, and our furnaces of course funneling on the side there too. Little look at those turrets, they're watching shooting floor, roof, and compound. Really good early game turrets, they even watch the roof exit too. Very nice. So that same angle as before, and the bedroom modules are similar too, which is super nice. These are great to play off. The turrets stop anyone from laddering over the top. You've got a nice shotgun trap funnel area where the turrets are covering super well. Of course, you've got respawns in here, you've got lockers in here, you've got everything you could need to play off this area. Plus, we have quick mobility coming out of these bedrooms too, straight to roof. So this is a really nice spot to defend from. A couple of bedrooms for the whole gang, turrets watching there, keeping us safe. Who doesn't like that? We can leap up onto roof from this area too, nice and fast, and straight back down again to those bedrooms. And then we open up our front door, and you can see that does create a funnel. There is only one way into the base, apart from the 2 quick shoots. And I'll change up the lighting here slightly, because the base got a little bit orange with that particular saturation. Got some angles here, you can see when the furnace is missing, and the high walls, that's a pretty good angle. Little respawn there, and a jump up, some boxes behind, don't forget about those. Nice depot storage early game. Super useful, and I like that little entrance to the base. I feel like it's quite good for defending online raid-wise. Cracking up all these doors, you can see we can do a big barrel box loot room there if you want, or you can keep it standard and get some ramps in there for honeycombing. Either works for me. Plenty of storage space in this base. You can see that we have a stair bunker on the first floor, and that pops from here. No danger of raiders being able to exploit or work around that stair bunker, which is great. And then we drop down into the large 2x1 starter base. So if you guys are feeling for your 4-man group, 2x1's a bit tight. You can see we do have that additional space over here, which I really like, and it makes it feel a lot more open. Lots of boxes in here. That's our main TC upkeep as well. Get some bags, your workbench, all that good stuff down. And I'll show you the stair bunker. Super simple tech, unfortunately not available if you're on a console, but the other 2 bunkers in this base do work, and the door path is perfectly fine on here, so no disadvantage if you are on console and you're looking to build this. You'll just have to leave out the stair bunker, but it's not a big deal. Then we can wrap around up to our 3rd floor, and I really like how I set this one up. This is our exit out into shooting floor. It comes with 2 respawn points and 2 retakes, or technically 4 retakes, which is super clean. Out on shooting floor, we can see the turrets watch from roof. Then we have the sneaky turret watching there too. Shooting floor is a bit of a nightmare for raiders to run around in, so I would not recommend it. You can see that's a peek at some of the retakes we have here. Opening up these single doors gives us angles out onto roof. So those are the first 2 retakes. And then if we were to drop down inside those bedrooms, just a 1-man bedroom, there's 2 of them in total. Give it to the best players. They've got a barrel in there for their kits. And they have a nice retake watching into shooting floor. So if anyone's trying to push in from shooting floor side and take into the core, these are great respawns to have. Of course, they're close to roof as well, providing angles there. Back into shooting floor for a little bit more of a detailed look at that. Our wide gaps are super downward focused here, with some open angles on the side there to let that turret see in. Of course, you can plug that with a double door as I've done on the right. You'll lose that turret, but you'll make things a little bit more closed in shooting floor. Got the crowd big peak here as well, and then up on our breach peak for some great crouch angles. Super nice, good downward angles there. The wide gaps are perfect, super stable, and it's going to keep you safe inside this shooting floor as well. Allow you to focus specific angles without getting picked off from different ones. Now we can jump up onto our roof, and you can see that turret is just watching straight down this path. That's one of your early game turrets, so it's going to be covering anyone trying to move down from roof, which is super nice. Now, I like the roof a lot. It comes with 4 retake bedrooms. There's technically 6 turrets that are keeping us safe up here too, and there's 2 roof bunkers as well. You can see we got the wide gaps that repeat from shooting floor up onto roof, so that's why I call it double wide gaps. Super nice tech right here. Inside the bedrooms, you can see we can open up this door, and that will plug the side angles of the wide gaps to make sure we're not too exposed. Those are the ways up from our quick shoots. Gives us a little bit of cover as we head up from there. Inside the bedrooms, everyone's got a barrel, and then of course a Patrico that they can use to retake the roof from. And opening up that double door is also a retake into shooting floor. When you open that one up, you can see quite clearly down there, which is super nice. And there's 4 of those in total. On either side of the roof, we have 2 armored bunkers, and I've set it up so you can throw a battery in here or some boxes. This is pretty much completely up to you. And just make sure you place your boxes away from the walls so there's no despawning issues or anything like that. But it's still great to have some roof bunkers in there. You can get your batteries in there too to keep your turrets powered for the entirety of the raid, hopefully. And that's just a little look at the side angles here when you close that door. Opening up the door allows us to focus downward, and overall, what a banging base. If you're interested in what this bad boy costs, I'll go ahead and break it down for you now. First of all, on screen is the total build cost. Second up is that build cost in box amounts. And lastly is the total upkeep spread between 3 TCs, and the main TC is holding the majority of that upkeep. Now we'll go ahead and jump on to our tutorial. Gonna take it nice and slow, nice and easy, so as many of you guys can build this base as possible. Of course, if you have any questions, hop in the cord, and I'll see you guys in the tutorial. Alright, we'll start off with the big 2x1. We're double half-walling on the left there for the stair bunker, don't forget that. If you're on console rust, though, you can leave that bit out. You won't be getting any stair bunkers, unfortunately. Had a frame up there to make sure nobody can push through before those back walls are down. Definitely no issues with the stair bunker. Once that frame is in, nobody can do anything. Over on this side, we've got a loot room. In the middle, we have our TC. And we leave out the shelf, well, the boxes on the shelf, and just spam barrels or boxes on the floor. quickly, that's the stair bunker. Boom. That's how early on you can place this. If you start getting online raided, just throw that bad boy down. And it won't be satchel raiding this early on. Super easy, super nice, and of course great for the offline too. If wipe day's not a movie and you gotta log off early, can do. Make sure you're jumping up with a deployable there. Place a triangle there, and that is going to hold up the stairs through the wall and make your bunker not open. So be careful with that. Second floor is pretty basic too. We have a wraparound to the drop down, we have a wraparound to the jump up, and then we have boxes in the middle. Simple stuff. With the door out the way. You can either make that a double door or a single door to enter this second floor. It's pretty much up to you. Just seal the roof up there. And over there, that can be a double or a single. It's completely up to you. Super temporary way up to second floor there. That's not permanent. It's just how we do it for just now. Upgrade all that to metal and ignore that now. We're working in the stone. This is third floor now, and it kind of wraps around slightly differently here. We do have 2 bedrooms with retakes, plus the retakes that are going up onto roofs. So there's a lot to think about here as you go through it. Ideally, we do want to build in this order and leave our externals till a little bit later on, because ideally we're going to build up to the anti-siege level height. So we're going to go to the top. But this floor can get a little bit weird, so just watch it carefully. And enjoy the rewards of the complicated floor on the 2x1 here, with all these retakes that you're going to have early game, which is going to come in super handy. Get those beds down and the barrels in there as soon as you can. We'll even build all the way up to roof airlock and build that little extra thing up on the roof, making sure that we can disconnect our bedroom module from our base. Perfect for the anti-siege tech. Make sure we leave out the half walls in the middle there. We want that to be as low stability as possible up on the roof. We can take away our little temporary jump up that we had there, and we'll do a short triangle build out like so. And from there we're going to do the spinky module to wrap around, give us these fake wide gaps, plus the bedrooms as well. Nice little thing, and it's a great looking footprint in my opinion. It comes out looking quite clean. Upgrade all of this, however, of course, it is not at the moment connected either to each other or to a TC. So we do need to join everything up, the main base footprint there. We'll go ahead and connect all the foundations here for just now with the bare minimum. So I'll let you know when we're at a point of no decay and you can walk away to make sure we're having no issues. But in this situation, there won't really be any foundations that you're unable to replace. So it's not a massive deal if you do let stuff decay, but I'll let you know when it's all joined up. So at the moment, these footprints are all touching each other now. We're going to connect it up to the main base though, up on roof, by wrapping up here to the turret. One more frame. And then we get and then we get like the cat ear effect up on roof. And that's how we know we've got our connection. Looking good, looking nice. We'll finish off that module now. With the bedrooms, with the Patricos, and with the roofs. Pretty solid module here, and I'd recommend filling up with some kits as early on as you can, so you can utilize this in a potential early game online raid scenario. Get these bedrooms filled up, get the shotgun traps down. I'm sure you'll pick up flame traps, shotgun traps going across the road, and just spam them inside these funnels here to make sure nobody can come and bother you while you're in there. The bedrooms are pretty simple, and you can place that low wall from underneath if it's giving you trouble. That's just for the barricades though, it's not a massive deal. And we come out here and float some extra floors for the barricades too. And then those just overlap the anti-siege even further, making sure no raid bases can come down too close. Then we can add a ceiling to the rest of the module here to make sure nobody's dropping in from above. And then this is our front door. Now we only have one main entrance on this base, and it's the same as the Mini Saint. So you just wrap it in like that. Gives us some nice angles early game, especially before that compound is even down. You can utilize the tech there. And then we'll go ahead and do everything we just did on the opposite side. And I'll be with you boys and girls when you're all caught up on that. Alright, we've absolutely smashed it on both sides. Over here we're going to do some honeycombing. This is the side without the entrance. So that's just pure honeycombing up for 2 floors. Don't go any higher than that. And then we'll do the same on the opposite side on any of the walls that we may have missed out. Just raising all of those up, giving us a lot of walls to core on this base, which is super nice. And then we'll go ahead and do the multi-TC section. So at the moment I do have 2-sided symmetry on because I find that this section of the base is much more simple than the other one. This is a standard 7 square build out here, capping off with a triangle and returning with 4 half moons. I'm sure we've done this one a couple thousand times hopefully, but if not, it's all good. It's very simple. Making a nice little hexagon there, and then we're building off with our gatehouse. Newish gatehouse with the patricos going in and out, and we of course have maximum turret coverage on this one too, which is very nice. Half-walling this one at the top so we've got the spot for the turret. You're going to need the chain link BP as well to get the most out of this gatehouse, adding some chain link on the left and right there, and ideally a DLC roof as well there if we can. If not, on the wrong console, it's not a big deal. It'll get the job done either way. Then we do a little bit of a weird build out for the TC, and that's to make sure we can still place our high walls, because if it's too close, then the high wall likes to get a bit annoying. We won't be able to place those easily. Over here I'm doing a 300 bunker on the TC, but if that is something that's a bit bamboozling to you, don't worry, you can just do a standard one. Then you replace that square and turn it into a triangle. And I'm now realizing it might be a bit confusing if we're doing it from this side. So if I turn it back into a square, you can see that the build out works both ways. So if you don't have room to come back into your compound for whatever reason, you can go out that way, or vice versa. Simple build out, and of course it goes both ways. For the freehanding, it is just practice makes perfect, so hop on a build server and get that technique locked down. Certainly something that you should add to the building arsenal. You should be able to do that with your eyes closed, ideally. And that'll be a handy skill to have. And from there, we do need to pop our anti-siege. So we'll do this little build up here, and we'll add in the roof, so that we can replace the TC in the external. Then we can go ahead and connect everything back up. Don't forget to do that, and make sure you're locking your external. Even I forgot in the tutorial there. Make sure you get a code lock on that, or that defeats the whole point, and it's going to allow people to just press E on the TC, which we do not want. Now that that's done, we're moving on to a bit of high wall placement here, and it's a 2 high wall seal. We have 4 gaps, so if you're good at maths, that's 8 high walls you'll need for the base. Once the high walls are in, you can place the furnace after, which is a nice little luxury there. Pretty wide open, easy placement for all of these, and of course you can demolish high walls now, so it should be seamless, looking really nice. Then just get your big boy large furnace down in the middle, and there you go. Perfect furnace funnel. That's what we like to see. Raise that bad boy up to the maximum height, and then get one on the opposite side as well. There we go. Now you remember down the front over here we have a bit of a deployable area where you can throw down mixing tables, you can throw down furnaces, there's boxes underneath, and there's a spot for a planter and all that good stuff. So you can go ahead and kit that out too. We're going to wall this in and raise frames up around the front for the breach peak. We are keeping all these frames in and all these walls in because of course we have a roof bunker on the top of this, and we're not trying to make this roof bunker fall due to lack of stability. If you're having issues placing these roof tiles, it's probably because the stone frame is a little bit larger. So either rotate that stone frame, the stone frame, or if it's too late, upgrade it to metal. You'll get those roofs down. I see that seems to be a bit of a common issue, so that's how you do that. Then we'll just try and get these frames in the middle. They like to be nice and annoying. The best way to do it is from underneath, but I was too lazy. Then we're wrapping more frames around here, and we do want all of these, again as I said, for making sure that bunker is being chilling at the top there. And we're just going to high qual all this. Armored bunker, why not? It's not too visible from the outside, because we do honeycomb it around the front, so high qual it, let them know. And I have this a nice 15 rocket bunker up on top. Super cool, super nice. And then we add the half walls around the front. And then lastly, we just turn it into a castle. Because why not? These roofs actually do serve a purpose and they're blocking the gap from above. But it's mainly for style points, you know. Right down here, we're missing a couple of foundations for the footprint. We're going to raise frames up for our shooting floor and our roof. Making sure to half wall, low wall that section there so that we can have our wide gap angles. And then we do half wall, low wall again up on roof so that we can once again use those wide gapped angles. Super clean, super nice. Gives a lot of angles for raiders to worry about, giving you guys a little advantage when you're peeking down on people. And we'll do the same over here. Super simple stuff. And I would be careful before we go into shooting floor and start spamming frames. We don't want to give too much stability to that roof disconnect up on roof. So you can see where I'm putting the frames, that's all fine. But this little half wall window here, we do not want to stabilize this too hard. So I would suggest just doing one frame there. Because some people have been having issues. So just add one frame there, if you can. And as you're adding frames, just double check that your disconnect still works is the best way to do it. And then we can come up on the roof and build our 4 retake bedrooms with a spot for a barrel and a Patricio staring out onto roof. Get those up and make sure you have a double door in those that swing out the way, allowing you to close up some gaps on roof if you desire. The bedrooms are facing in the same way, just like that, with the double door coming in close to the bunker side. Then we can add in some windmills on here, and the low walls are just for style points. So don't sweat those if you forget them. Might need a small build out here to get the windmill on. Mine was being a bit weird for some reason. But you can definitely get it on there. And you can get them all there as well. And the windmills are nice and close to our battery spots too, which is pretty cool. Because those will be in the bunker. Add in a little ramp here. Give it a grill. And once you've done that, double check your anti-siege is working. And once you've done that, that completes the base design. Hopefully you boys and girls have enjoyed this video. If you did, then please feel free to leave me a like and drop me a comment down below. If you're struggling in the base, join the Discord and I can help you. Remember to check out splits.gg, and I'll see you boys and girls in the next video. In a bit.